Bienvenidos and welcome to the third episode live from Sovereign Day. And I'm sitting here with Mariana Kotik from LNET. Thank you for coming on.
Nice to see you here and thank you for the invitation to be part of this.
100%, the pleasure is ours, and this is like the second interview of today that is really focused on the Latam blockchain market. But before we get into the weeds, would be super nice if we could learn more about you. So it would be nice if you could provide some context and background about your person.
My name is Mariana Kotik. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at LNET. LNET is a non-profit organization based in Uruguay. That was created in 2021 within the framework of a bigger project sponsored by IDB Lab to promote the adoption of blockchain in Latin America and the Caribbean. So within that framework, this entity was born in 2021, and we started building not only an infrastructure, like a trustworthy infrastructure for institutions to adopt the technology, but also a whole ecosystem where we can improve and support all kinds of solutions, specifically focus on how we can have solutions for real world problems. So that's our focus, to find how we can implement the technology, the blockchain technology, for real world situations, for real world problems. Since then we have created this blockchain infrastructure, but also we have acted like a bridge between institutions, governments, entrepreneurs, and all kind of actors within the ecosystem to help them implement solutions on top of the network, but also help them develop solutions specifically to governments that are a little behind with the technology and need a little bit more help understanding how it can benefit and why they should implement it, and why they should have a solution on blockchain, or why implement, for example, a digital identity, why it's important, traceability, how they can improve traceability with blockchain, I don't know, as verifiable certificates, that kind of things. That's what we are doing right now mostly. But also we have like 3 big projects. We are working with IDB Lab and with other multilaterals too. These 3 big projects with IDB Lab are, one is focused on financial inclusion in Peru. The other one is called Agro Web 3, and it's working with small farmers, smallholder farmers, with digital wallets, helping digital inclusion, but other kind of services too. And the third one is with 11 central banks in the region. We're working towards testnet to create some use cases related to the use of digital central bank digital currencies.
Amazing. So you're basically almost like a consultant for like these institutions wanting to explore blockchain. Is that the right way to put it on a high level? Yeah,
one of the things that we do, I mean, we have like 3 different verticals. One is infrastructure, because we offer infrastructure. The other one is a consultancy, because we provide these consultancy services for the entities that need help to develop these solutions. And the third one is we are actually an executing agency for these projects that can be in the region, like Latin America, the Caribbean, but also outside this region, because now we're working with a multilateral implementing a project also in Africa. So the experience that we have achieved from the beginning in 2019, where everything started, it helped us to understand the problems that some countries have and some entities have, some organizations have to improve adoption, and that's what we're doing and helping. So one of the things, is consulting.
Amazing. And the infrastructure part, that's pretty interesting. So what kind of infrastructure do you provide?
Well, actually, at the very beginning, this started in 2019, actually, before even LNET was created. And it was a cooperation between many actors in the region, and the infrastructure was created with the technology of Hyperledger Besu, and that's what is working now. And what we have built on top of that is also a quantum resistant quantum resistance layer to make this more stronger the network. So it's working also with that solution on top, and that's the technology we have right now. But actually, we are a blockchain operator that can work with different technologies. We are also exploring different blockchains and different technologies because not all the use cases have the same needs. So sometimes if you're working, for example, with smallholder farmers, with traceability is one thing. If you are working with financial entities, with banks, they have different needs. So what we're doing now is exploring different technologies and help every actor use the best one for them and for the project.
Amazing. And you also mentioned adoption just in the beginning of this conversation, which is a very meaningful buzzword when being Latam. So I also spent a lot of time in Medellin before and have been very active in the crypto trenches in Colombia, and it's really amazing to see like how high the adoption curve in this entire region, like on the entire continent, is. Like it's not cherry picking between like one or two countries, really the entire region, the entire continent. So what do you think are the reasons for that? So why Latam is like so hungry for new technologies, whereas it feels like Europe is completely lagging behind, or is like too lazy to adopt it. So yeah, how do you observe this?
I love your question because I think it's need. The answer is need. When you have a need to solve a problem and there's a solution that fixes that problem, that's the way to adopt technology. And some of the countries that were early adopters of the technology of crypto assets in general, but I'm talking at the very beginning of all this, like in 2015, 2017, they were like motivated by the need of solving things in a context of crisis. You know, we have a lot of challenges down here in the south, and sometimes when we have different governments with different policies, everything changes really fast. There's also a lot of people that is not part of the traditional banking system. They don't even have a bank account, and for that people, inclusion means to, the possibility to work with cryptocurrencies, for example, help them to be part of the system somehow. And so this adoption was that's one part of the question, I guess, or the answer is. We actually have a need, and the solution help us with that need we have. And we need these payments, we need to work with it. And I guess in developed countries that have traditional systems that work better, that need was not that urgent. So in this case, I guess one of the biggest things of early adoption is that. And the other part is, of course, there's a lot of innovative people here, and there's a lot, the entrepreneurs here, specifically in South America, were very interested from the beginning in the technology, and they develop a lot of things, a lot of solutions. So I guess that's also part of the answer. But I guess. I guess adoption, it's what we need to focus right now, because what I see is from the institutional side, things are moving really slowly. From the Web3 side, everything is super fast, and there's so many solutions and good and great and very useful. But I guess what people is seeing right now is that once you reach the institutions to adopt the technology, that's going to take us to a different level of adoption, because they will drive a lot of adoption among a lot of more people and in different countries. But I guess that's part of the reason. Of course, I don't have all the reasons, and in each country could be different. But in my experience, for example, the first time I implemented a solution based in blockchain was in 2015. I was part of a social media platform that was very big. It was called Taringa, and they have a lot of content creators. And we wanted to reward the creation of content on this platform. And the only way we can reach all these people from like all Latin America and the Caribbean, but actually they were like from all over the world, was to get this solution, because there was no other way to pay, to send money to everywhere in the world. So we implemented these rewards based in Bitcoin. So every time they get to create content, they have an equivalent or a reward. And this was very early in the ecosystem in 2015, and we reached to 100K users using this reward system, which was a lot for the time. I guess at that time, I don't have all the data, so I don't know if I should be saying this because I don't have to back up data. But I guess at that time, the total users of Bitcoin users were around 1 million. So if you see the adoption we got there was huge. And why was that? Because there was a need that nothing else fixed. So I guess that's why that's my favorite answer to that question.
Yeah, I mean, completely makes sense. I mean, also if we look at some of the economic strategies that we see, and really accelerates the people's need to explore new options. I mean, that's obvious. And but besides that, is there like something that projects working in Europe and the US could learn from the Latam market in order to make people get onboarded? Like, is there something that that Europe and the US could learn, like projects working there? Because in these regions, people find it extremely hard to onboard users, make them excited, solely because there is not the big necessity for it. And if there's no necessity for it, like, is this actually the answer for crypto, that it's really, unless you don't have to use it, you don't use it? Is that actually the answer?
Yeah, I guess that's a great point. I mean, unless you need it, you won't use it, you won't adopt it. I mean, if the infrastructure is there, but you don't have the need to use it, it won't work. But I guess we still need a lot of use cases to explore to find how we really need it. Maybe we don't know that we need it, but we need it. But the questions we need to ask is, okay, for this market, for this ecosystem, for this community, what's the real benefit of this solution? Otherwise, you won't have great adoption if you can't answer that question. So I guess that's part of it. But also, it's good to understand how the solutions help you to interact with other regions. For example, we're working in some solutions in Latin America, specifically with this project called AgroWeb3 for smallholder farmers and everything, and we're helping them to solve a problem they don't know they have, like opening new markets. I mean, they're probably thinking in a different way. They are thinking about only the region, and they are not thinking how they can open their businesses somewhere else. But to bridge and to open new markets, you need to meet certain regulations. For example, if you want to sell to Europe your products. So in that case, we are helping them to meet the standards you need to open new markets in Europe or other regions. So sometimes there's a need you don't know you have, but once somebody showed you and help you and and give you the tools you need, you can open, for example, to new markets and to meet regulations like zero deforestation and things like that. So we're working on those use cases to help them to meet these regulations and to be able to start selling clients in Europe, for example. So that's part of what you need. But you get to that point when you kind of zoom in and try to understand what's the problem for these people, what they can improve, and how this technology can help them improve this.
Amazing, and maybe you guys hear it in the background. The tango session has started down in the venue. So yeah, I think there couldn't be like a better way to wrap up this episode. With that being said, thank you so much for coming on and showing us some details of the adoption curve in the Latin American market. I find it super interesting, and also, yeah, it is how it is. We were touching a little bit on the bittersweet truth. If there's no necessity to adopt, then there won't be adoption. So, yeah, very interesting to learn that. Thank you again so much for coming on.
It's a great pleasure to be here.